Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is our weekly angelic message for the week beginning June 10th, 2019. Let's get right into it here. So the question I posed this week was, how may we get to grace? And the response was, this is a hard one for the human consciousness. Grace, and remember when they're talking like this, they're trying to put the energy through me. It's coming through my third dimensional ego consciousness. So I'm playing interpreter here, okay? So yes, even when things kind of sound like they're being put in a very human way, it's because that energy is flowing through me and I'm human. Okay, so this is a hard one for the human consciousness. Grace requires understanding. And when one refuses, I can't read my own handwriting. When one refuses to truly understand themselves, they will be fearful of their own truth. That unexpressed truth begins to become a beast to deny, to run from, and then war with others. Okay, so this thing starts to build up within us because we're not expressing our truth. And we don't understand our truth. We don't know how to access that because we're taught to stay on the surface and to make things look good on the surface. And so we never get to really get deep within. Okay, so it's the pain. It's the carelessness with which one treats another that makes grace elusive. Think upon this for a time. What is it you are all running from? So let's have that be our journaling topic for this week. When you practice acceptance, grace will be the light cracking through a slowly opening door. That's kind of interesting. The more we get to know ourselves and understand ourselves, that's going to foster an understanding with other people, and somehow that's going to lead to our grace. It's an opening door and light coming through. All right. With love, angels of God's light. So let's get on to the cards. All right. So again, I am using the Magdalene Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Let's see what we have here. Okay, that should do it right there. The first card out we have is Divine Order. I think we got this, I don't know, last week, a couple weeks ago, something like that. So here we go again with this idea of being relaxed, okay? Being in that grace and the flow and trusting the universe a little bit more. A lot of times when things are not going the way that we think that they should go, we immediately jump into control mode. Let me get a handle on this. Let me make sure things are different. I've done the same thing, and this is saying, no, the universe knows what it's doing, okay? So that means if you don't get what you want, everybody loves to put a nice little story around it and says, well, that means something better will come along. Certainly that could be the case, but really maybe it just wasn't the right thing for you. And what the universe is asking you to look at is start processing why you're going after that kind of love partner, or why are you going after those kind of jobs, or why are you constantly trying to change yourself to please others, or so that they will leave you alone? Why try so hard to fit in? These kinds of things. Like what is it that you're truly being taught? That's that beast that starts building up, and you're having to look at that. Again, this Divine Order card then ties in and says, no, this was all there by design. It's all there to help you experience what it is to not feel accepted, so that you can learn to accept yourself. Or, if a job just keeps, getting away from you, eluding you, what have you, maybe you're supposed to be doing something else, right? If that person's not returning your phone calls, there's a reason for it, okay? Again, that doesn't really have to do with divine order necessarily, but the divine order aspect of it is that, you are in a flow of energy, and if it's going against your purpose, there's going to be an obstacle, okay? All right. Then we have Serendipity. We had this card too. That's interesting. So again, this call to be in the flow, okay? Be in that flow. And you can see there at the top of her head, as I lean forward too with the card, oh my gosh, there at the top of her head, there is a star. So this is the divine speaking to you, maybe speaking through you into some sort of creative project. But definitely things are very, very inspired this week if you allow them to be. If you are in control mode, if you were trying to go against the divine, if you are still trying to make something happen, you'll probably get there, but you won't be happy in the end. Okay. Lots of nice little things coming in. I also feel like some nice people coming in to give you a leg up, to help you gain perspective, to help you see what's possible. Okay. All right, we have liberation. How great and how perfect is that with the auto, right? You're liberating yourself from something that you used to be fearful of, which is your own truth, who you actually are, your true nature. And then you realize by getting to know it, it was nothing to be scared of at all, right? And so they're saying a lot can spring forward in your choices once you get to know yourself and once you get to know what kind of divine grace is trying to flow through you. Then you start flowing with the serendipity, right? Here you go. Try that again. With the serendipity, you're now flowing in a direction that is truly beneficial for you and for others around you to kind of be inspired by your example. Okay. And please, let's not do this thing where like, oh, I'm going to be a huge inspiration to everybody. As soon as somebody says that, they are no longer in their wisdom. Okay. It is now becoming a huge ego pursuit. They just want to be important. So we want to be careful with that. Let's not, people who want to be put on a pedestal all the time, do they necessarily deserve it? I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? Like, we just got to be careful with that. Okay. So then we have eternal embrace. This can be getting stuck in a karmic cycle, being sucked in. This always feels like to me being sucked in by somebody else's want for connection. So this could be somebody who comes forward, I feel like in like a business sense, just as an example, comes forward in a business sense and says, hey, I can help you. I can, and you feel like you've already known this person and you couldn't trust them before. You probably shouldn't. I mean, I'm not here to tell you not to trust people. You can lean on your own guidance for that. But this eternal embrace says break the karmic cycle. Stop, allowing the same kind of person to come in and to control you or to convince you what is to be. This goes into a societal way as well. If you were not born a certain way, choose whatever, fill in the blank there. If you weren't born in one certain way and people tell you that that's not correct, how could it not be correct? God doesn't make mistakes and you showed up the way that you did. So this is what we're talking about. People, we give them too much of our power. But on a karmic level, if you say to the universe, I'm ready to break this cycle. I am ready. Do you guys see these two cards? I'm ready to be liberated from this karmic cycle. I'm ready to move on from those kinds of love partnerships. I'm ready to move on from thinking I need to change before I'm beautiful. I'm ready to move on from, this career that I was told I had to do because that's what's going to please everybody. I remember growing up and people really, really, really putting a lot of emphasis on what college I went to, because it's really going to matter one day. Spoiler alert, it meant nothing. Okay, it meant nothing to anybody in my career. You know what I mean? It didn't do anything for me except give me debt. All right? I'm not discouraging people from getting an education, but what I'm getting at here is that, you can start to find your own path. You can start to feel out what's right for you. For you, you might go, you know what? I think my best college experience would be in this town. Between this college and this college, they both offer the same things. They both would be good for my education, but what town is going to be good for my own personal growth? And so you start going that way. So asking more questions, getting a little deeper with ourselves, okay? And being willing to look at and then break some of our cycles. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the color card. Let's see what is coming up. Okay, so what do we have here? We have, if I can get it out, indigo. This is a repeat card too. What's happening? Improve your vision. The number is 40. So we're still working on taking that different perspective. Don't let yourselves be brainwashed. And at the same time, this isn't, we humans, we always overcorrect, don't we? So then we have people going, you're not going to give me guidance. I already get it all from within. I put a poll up a long time ago, not that long ago, a month ago, let's say. And I was asking, why are people pulling back from personal readings? And one of the poll answers was because we're super spiritual and we're doing it for ourselves. That was the overwhelming response. And that's all well and good, but you overcorrected, okay? I still get readings from people, and I'm a spiritual practitioner. It doesn't mean that I have all the answers. It does not mean, I don't care how spiritual you think you are, it does not mean that your fellow man can't be helpful in your growth. That's why we're all here together, right? So this improve your vision, it does say, you know, trust your intuition, develop your intuition, but let's not go so far as to say like we don't need anybody else because we got all the answers. This is saying, you know, again, growth through, yes, your own learning, but also being a part of this world and allowing your fellow humans to come through and be a reflection for you. Okay, so we're going to leave it there, guys. I'm sending you so much love and take care.